Topic number one this week is, why is it so easy for racist lies to gain so much traction? That should be topic number one. That takes us to Twitter. A tweet from Ron Filipkowski says, news story about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, where the cat hoax originated. CEO of McGregor Metal, quote, I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitians come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. That's a stark difference from what we're used to. So this came with a video, about a minute and a half. We'll watch it, and then we will discuss it.
It started slowly. We had an application pool that was a little bit different.
People coming to work here.
People looking for jobs. What he's welding here again are welded axle components.
Jamie McGregor is the CEO of McGregor Metal, which makes welded parts for the auto and farm industries. Right now, about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, over 30 employees.
I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitian associates come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. They'll achieve their numbers. They are here to work. And so in general, that's a stark difference from what we're used to in our community.
McGregor acknowledges the sudden arrival of so many new immigrants is a challenge on multiple fronts, but he believes this is partly how the industrial Midwest can regrow.
We want more jobs in our community. And in order to fill those jobs, some jobs need to be people who are not originally from here.
A community of more than 80,000 emptied out to less than 60. That is, until the last few years.
Our churches, we see new people.
In the pews.
Yes, absolutely.
Wes Babian was the pastor at First Baptist Church for almost 20 years.
For years, we've lost people, but you hope somebody else will come and take their place. That hasn't happened here.
Until now.
Because there are folks from Haiti who are coming to church.
Lucas Merzus, who, among his many other jobs, mans the soundboard for Sunday services, is one of those new Haitian members.
Why Springfield?
Of all places.
Merzus, with his wife and daughter, were among the first Haitian families to arrive here in 2018.
I got a decent job when I was in Haiti, and then to make a difficult decision to leave, it wasn't easy.
Okay, that stopped kind of abruptly, but let me see if there's more to that. So some of the comments say, I never thought we would get to the blacks are eating your pets chapter of the Southern strategy. It's funny. Someone else says, I've worked with hundreds of businesses in my life, from the two-person mom and pop shops to Fortune 50 companies. They all say the same. Immigrants are a terrific addition to their workforce, and they will hire more if they could. One more I'll read. Let me scroll down a bit. Someone here says, immigrants work harder because they have to work harder. I've worked with so many over the years that we're not only supporting themselves, but we're also supporting family back home. We are a nation of so much diversity, and that continues to be our strength. So
it started slowly. We had
some positive words there for immigrants, I guess, but I guess everyone's not feeling that. As you guys probably heard, which is the reason for the thumbnail tonight, and blamed, and it's not just white folks who are saying this stuff. That's the crazy part. So let's talk about it. Let me start with Oni on this one, in case he has to leave early. Oni, what are your thoughts on all this?
Well, yeah, I didn't really get to catch it. I think I saw a clip of Trump talking about, well, not just Trump, but other people talking about, Haitians are eating cats and dogs and what have you. My takeaway is this, though. This is what I was talking about last week. It's really hard to be enthusiastic about the Democrats, but the Republicans are they're appealing to a base that is for lack of a better word, racist. You know, for lack of a better word, racist. I saw this tweet where somebody was saying, like, I don't know who this guy is, probably a black guy, but I mean, probably a black Republican. And he was, let me see if I can find it. He was saying something along the line.
I think Oni is cutting in and out, right?
Figuring it out?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let me, wait,
Let me go to
can you guys
Buana.
hear?
I'll come back
All
to you,
right.
okay? Let me go.
All right.
I'll come back to you.
Yes.
Buana, do you need me to play this link?
In a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So what usually happens, right? What's usually happening is, for me personally, I always try to be objective in terms of hearing information that I may not know, and I try to see if I could get both sides of the issue, and then I try to, come to my own conclusion about most issues and matters that I hear. That's within my training. Okay. And so when Donald Trump makes these statements, right? And some of these statements are parroted by people who look just like me and you. This is an unfortunate reality, right? But I try to see, first of all, I try to go to the source of where it comes from to establish what was actually being done in this area. So the president of the United States, while having a debate, well, the former president of the United States, while having a debate with the vice president, made a statement. Okay, he said that in Springfield, Ohio, he said that the immigrant population there, he didn't mention them by name. His vice president did, though, but he didn't mention the immigrant population by name. But we all know who it was. He said that they are eating dogs, they're eating the cats, and they're eating the pets. And I'm listening to this nonsense that this person in the so-called free world is saying, one of the most powerful men in the free world. So I'm saying, where is he getting this argument from? Where is he getting this statement from? There must be a source for it. So I tracked down the source to establish who was actually eating cats and dogs, if it did in fact happen. And when I traced down the source, I discovered that what happened is there was a mentally ill person she was from Canton, Ohio. Canton, Ohio is 130 miles away from Springfield, 135 miles away from Springfield. There's a lady, her name is Alexis Farrell, an American lady who had mental issues, like some people do. Now, she was arrested for, eating a cat. She was arrested for eating a cat 100 miles away from Springfield, where all the Haitians are. For some reason, in Donald Trump's mind, every black person is the same. So he basically fuses immigration into Ohio to the American citizen who actually ate the cat. And for some reason, now Haitians eating cats. Anyone with intelligence, any modicum of intelligence is like, well, is dogs and cats within the Haitian diet? No, Haitians eat goat. Haitians eat conch. Haitians eat fish. I've never heard of any information of Haitians eating these things. But see, Donald Trump is wise enough to know who his audience is. He knows that in the Midwest, most of them have never interacted with people who are not like them. And when they hear about things about Haiti, what do they hear about? They hear about voodoo, and they hear about a lot of spookism they assign to the Haitian population. When in fact, most Haitians are Christian people. Most Haitians are very hardworking. They don't want no trouble. They just want to work hard, do their job, feed their families, and do things of that nature for the most part. But because you already didn't have this black herd mentality where the black people are going to come get you, we've been the boogeyman through history. And then you put on top of that the religion of voodoo, which is not Christian. Then when you put all the mysticism that goes into this black thing that you can't really define, because understand now, these people are different from the indigenous black folks. They are not the children of Uncle Sam. They are not the children of Uncle Sam. And because they're not the children of Uncle Sam, these people have not been conditioned within Uncle Sam's house. So now you could attach all kind of mysticism onto these groups of people, even though they're just normal people running there. So the red meat that Donald Trump throws his audience is all these racist and racialized tropes. You know, what hurts my heart the most, Koku? What hurts my heart the most, Koku, is black people have these kinds of statements that black people have these kinds of racist tropes within their mouths. And it was only a few decades ago where they used to say the same things about the indigenous black people. They used to say that black people in America had tails. This is what the GIs used to tell when they used to go across. They used to make up all kind of lies on the local black population. Now they're doing it to the international population coming in. But black people have taken some black people have taken these same tropes onto themselves, and it's creating traction. I'm saying you can't see what they saying about these group of black folks they used to say about you. I don't understand that, brother. I don't understand the disconnect. I understand the ignorance, but I'm saying that, man, it's just like you should understand your history to understand what these people are actually doing. They're playing a game. So the video that I sent you is really it's a 1-minute video, and if people are interested, it just shows the lady who it's the source of the actual comment and where it came from. It's the source of the actual comment. You know, you want to be able to get to the truth of things before you fall to mysticism, conjecture, nonsense. You'll really want to establish the source of things. And that's why I really wanted to send you that. But this is just nonsense. It's just nonsense. But what makes me sad in my heart is black people who look just like me and you carry and parroting the same white supremacist tropes that they did to their own people back in the day. I don't understand that, brother. I'll leave it there, Coco.
I appreciate that. As Buana alluded to, he just sent me a link. I'll share it with you guys. It's only a minute and a half. We'll watch it. My mouse. We'll watch it, and then we'll continue the discussion.
A woman is behind bars for killing a cat and consuming its remains. At around 10:45 p.m. on Friday, the 16th of August, 27-year-old Alexis Telia Farrell was arrested outside a public housing complex where she resides, located in the 1100 block of 13th Street southeast in Canton, Ohio. Alexis is accused of killing the cat by stomping on its head and then eating it in front of her neighbours. Police responding to the scene found Alexis squatting next to the dead cat with blood on her hands and feet and fur on her lips. Police received a video of the incident, and Stark County Humane Society collected the cat's carcass as evidence. It's unclear who the cat belonged to. Alexis was charged with prohibitions concerning companion animals, injuring animals, and disorderly conduct by reason of intoxication, and was booked into the Stark County Jail. During her arraignment on Monday the 19th of August, her bond was set at $100,000. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 26th of August. Alexis has a criminal history which includes multiple theft convictions, as well as a 2023 felony conviction for child endangerment, which she was sentenced to 3 years probation. Early this year, Alexis was also sued for eviction by the Stark County Housing Authority, but that case was subsequently dropped by the plaintiff.
Okay, so that gives a little bit more background for those who may not have caught the full story before. I just want to quickly shout out some folks in the chat. I see Jose is out there. He said replacement theory. Azuliism is in the chat. He's now on the panel. He said, I had a neighbor who ate cats. I asked, is that sarcasm? Trigabi 262 Plus is out there. He said, it's very interesting looking at how quick propaganda can work. Jose said he posted on X that we, FBA, etc., are encouraging them with that BS on a post about a lynching, one of 2 recent lynchings. Our brother Bakari is out there saying peace and Black African power. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Let's have a good discussion. So that was Buana who just spoke. Erzuli just came up. Let's hear from Erzuli on his take on it, being that he's from, he's Haitian. Erzuli, first of all, how are you this week? And then what are your thoughts on this?
Yo, hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine. I hope everybody's good. So when I was in my country, yeah, there's people that ate cat. That's not a lie, but that's like maybe 1% of 1% of the people. But that's not even what I care about. So what? Everybody here eats an animal. Yeah, eat dogs. Yeah, eat cats. Everybody, yeah, eat goats. Yeah, eat everything else. But to say this, we all know this is like a hit piece. Who started the hit piece? We all know this is fake news. Probably what? The number one thing I know is that when Haitians come to America or other countries, they keep their head low. They're not trying to do extra shit. They're not trying to do extra stuff to bring attention to themselves. So we all know this is a hit piece, and I'm not even putting it on Trump or whatever. There's no way. I think people put that out knowing that the right will jump on it to use it against to use it to wild up the community. Trump said Haiti was a shithole in 2016 when he was running. So this is not them things. As a Haitian person, I'm laughing at that because at the end of the day, I know my people. When my people come here, it's not even my people. It's just Caribbean people. When Caribbean people migrate to America or to different countries, illegally or legally, they're trying to keep their head down. If they come here illegally, they're trying to keep their head down to get their paper so they could be all right, so they could work hard. So this thing right here that they're sending, I don't know who put it out there, but it's funny thing that Buana put that video about that lady, but her last name is Pharaoh. Like, we gotta look at there's different things operating in this world. Like a feral cat. Why is her name Pharaoh? Why? But either way, I could be talking about my out of my thing, but to my Haitian people, yo, don't let that thing bother y'all. They've been doing stuff to Haiti all the time. If y'all want to be mad at Trump, give back the 500 pound of gold that y'all stole from Haiti in 1904. Give that back. Stop using your economy to destroy Haiti's economy. I don't care about no freaking Haitian eating cat, no dog. We all know that's bullshit. So now you're using that. The Democrats are going to use that to trigger a heartfelt response. Nah, we all know the shit. I don't care about none of that. If y'all so keen about Haiti, give Haitian people back their country. Stop manipulating in their economy, in their elections. Stop putting corrupt presidents in Haiti. I don't care about no cats or dog. That's what I'm saying. All that shit that people want to talk about Haiti. No, I don't care about that. I'm laughing at it. It's funny to me because in the real, I know Haitian people don't do that, especially when they move to a Western country. Where would they get the cat? How are you going to catch a cat in Ohio? Does that even make sense? Why are we getting wild up about fake news? As a Haitian person, I'm not getting wild about it. To me, I'm laughing it up too. What did I expect from those people to say what they say? I'm shocked? No. A lot of people are racist. That's nothing. There's bigger things to fry. Give back the gold that y'all stole from Haiti. So let's start with that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Zuli, you hit on something I was looking at too. I don't know if it happens in America. I know it does happen because the FBA ADOS types made a point of it, of pointing out certain names are plantation names, which I thought was really strange. But I was looking at that lady's name and I was like, is that a Haitian name? I've never encountered that name before. And I was wondering if you thought it was a Haitian name as well. Also,
No, I don't. I don't know if it's a Haitian name. I don't. Pharaoh, how you spell it? How do you spell it?
I think it was Ferrel or something like that. ELL or
Oh,
something.
is it Pharrell? Maybe Pharrell? Oh, I don't know. But if they pronounce it Pharaoh, I don't know. I've never heard of that name, but it could be. But I don't know.
The other thing you need to know too is being from the Bahamas. Buana could tell you because he's on the land there now. We grow up around a lot of Haitian folks. I have never heard about Haitian people eating no damn cats. That is a new one to me. So, as Trigger Happy said earlier, it's interesting how fast propaganda travels. Go ahead, Azuli.
No, I said like when that happened, that's a one-off. When I was in Haiti, nobody did that. Like in general, like it was just how some people are just weird. That's just what it is. But it's just a one-off. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Takru. He says greetings. Brother Bakari says he eats bullfrog. I know people who eat frog for sure. Frogs, legs, and all them kind of things. Marcus McGee's out. They haven't seen you in a while, brother. Thanks for coming through. Marcus says the lady was American and she was having a mental episode, according to what he read. Kofi the Black Critic is out there saying, what's up? So yeah, good info, good conversation so far. Let's continue with our panelists. Let's go back to Oni and see if his sound is working well. Oni, what's
All right. Hopefully this works. If not, I might have to whatever. Can you guys hear me or is it cutting out?
So no,
okay.
It sounds good so far. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean basically it's just a white whistle. It's just a white whistle. Basically, we have to protect these borders from the blacks. Now obviously, and that's the thing that really gets me. It's like as much as I like as much as disappointed as I am with the Democrats, it's like the Republicans just don't have like they're just not a viable option. Like I mean, you have to just overlook the blatant quote unquote racism, quote unquote race baiting that they do. And that's the bad thing that goes on in America. So, like this other lady, she was saying, oh, people are eating people, blah, blah, blah. And her name was like Laura Loomer or something like that. And they associate her with Trump or what have you. But she's like, she's partly spreading this whole eating, like Haitians eating cats and dogs or eating household pets. And so is Elon Musk actually. But, she's going and she says something along the lines of, while people are doing this, blah, 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 the White House is only talking about curry and collard greens. And she doesn't even like spell it correctly. She spells it like collard greens. And then then she writes, because this is a tweet, she writes, am I pronouncing this correctly? Haha. And it's just so disrespectful. But like that whole attitude, that whole mentality of, we're going to just disrespect these black people. That's where it's like, yeah, there was a sister who, Ruth Shay's her name was, right? She's a regular schmegular worker, but she was like, when if you don't know if somebody spit on you, it doesn't matter what else you think and that's kind of like what's going on in this political, in the American political scene, where it's like there are people like when people talk about the fox and the wolf, where the fox is trying to trick you, but the fox isn't like, yo, I'm gonna eat you up, you know what I mean, or I'm gonna kill you. It's like whatever, and it's just like at the end of the day, you just can't trust the fox, you just can't trust the Fox. Ironically, Fox News is, named after a fox, but instead of Wolf News. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's really what I see. It's like it's just a classic race baiting, classic, just a classic example of hey guys, we're the party that's looking out for limiting these blacks. What's it? I said that's it. That's it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I thought you said 1 second. Okay, thanks. Thanks for that, Oni. Let's welcome in Kofi. Kofi, how are you this week?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good until I was doing good until I heard the debate, and then after the debate, with all this backlash, and we all know I'm Guyanese, but I take I get very, very upset when people go in on Haitian people because I used to fall for that okie doke, and I hate being manipulated. The reason why Haitians are demonized by the West and Europeans, because we are one of the those are one of the few groups of black people who actually fought and won their freedom during the revolution, right? That has always been something that they can never forgive, something they can never forget, right? They send the French packing. Napoleon is one of is one of the most notorious European generals, and regular Europeans had a hard time with them. But we got some Africans, right, that are Haitians that are on an island, was able to send them packing. I remember even when they had the earthquake in Haiti. I forgot the name of the politician, and Haiti was devastated. The politician said, "Oh, that's what they get for for doing what they did to the French. God is punishing them." It had nothing to do. Like, this is an earthquake. What are you talking? This is like hundreds of years later, and they still don't like the fact that what Haiti has done to them, right? What has done to them, and show. So black people demonize them. When black people get on top, also demonizing Haitian people, it's like they're just following the program. So when I heard that cats and Trump said that whole cats and dogs eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're doing this, doing that. In the beginning, I'm like, who's he talking about? He's not talking about the Haitian migrants. And come to find out, yes, he was talking about the Haitian migrants. So I'm like, it's just so freaking stupid. The Haitian people don't know, have a culture of eating cats and dogs. We all know who has a culture of that, and it's not the Haitian people. I go to my Haitian friend's house. I go to my this Haitians that's married in my family. They don't do none of that stuff. But I think these things that happen when people say these things are usually racist, ignorant white people, and a couple of probably maybe some racist, ignorant niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it really got me really upset that they're demonized. And I think to the point they even said that they were also cannibals. So someone pushed the envelope a little bit, saying that they were also cannibals. So, and even despite the fact that they're legally, they're part of the workforce, right? They're contributing to society. They're paying their taxes, doing everything what an upstanding citizen is expected to do. Trump still says he's going to deport them, even though they're there legally. And then again, and this is what pisses me off. Like, I don't understand what's the bottom. You got to show what the bottom is for black people. Where is the equivalency of the Democrats doing this? I'm not caping for Democrats, but it's like the Republicans can do no wrong for them to just turn the other cheek where people get upset. It's like, what is, like, when Haitians were coming in from the border and they were getting whipped, right? It was FBA, ADOS, and all the white supremacists. Yeah, there was no Democrats or moderates or independents rooting for that. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the reason why those Haitians there in Cleveland or Ohio is due because of Democrats, unless you guys saying some Republicans put them there. So I can't stand this fucking false equivalency of saying that they're both the same. Yes, one is hateful, one is vindictive, wants to see your demise. The other one, man, they don't care for you so much or whatever, but you can't say the same shit is fucking equal. And this is what I don't understand. What is the bottom? I asked Trump supporters, independents, like, what can Donald Trump do? What can that party do in order for you to say, you know what? I'm not going to vote for them. There's no goddamn bottom. And it's like, what else is he's going to have to do? He's going to have to lynch us. I mean, Trump said he would shoot someone in Fifth Avenue, and people will still vote for him. All the niggas out there. So if Trump was to lynch you and brand you, would you still vote for him? And called you a nigga, would he still vote? Would you still vote for him? It's like, I don't understand. Like, what more can this man do for black people to get in an uproar? Now, if you're FBA, I understand if you're FBA and you feel that you're not Haitian and you're not African, those aren't your people. Those are idiots. Those are the small minority. But we have to understand, Martin Luther King says that an attack on an injustice here is an injustice everywhere. And us as Pan-Africanists, we have anyone attacking any group of black people, we need to be in an uproar. We need to be in an uproar. And I know I'm just ranting and raving right here, but it just really got me upset, and we have to come together and just, I mean, they're pretty much right in the wrong of what happened, but we have to remember that this is all one-sided. This is not a dog whistle. This is a bullhorn. This is a bullhorn. This is your average anti-African tropes that they say, oh, African people are cannibals. African people do this. This is not a dog whistle. This is a bullhorn. And I'll just rest it there.
Good stuff, Kofi. I really appreciate that. And that's one of the things I'll say with those of us who are around KWAZ Radio, you'll get good commentary like that. So make sure to subscribe to everyone on KWAZ Radio. This doesn't happen often, but we're about to be graced with the presence of MG2. MG2, how are you this week?
Peace to all of y'all. Man, I am enjoying what I'm hearing. It's wonderful. You know, I always love to hear what young folks have to say. I've seen this cracker operate, for lack of a better term, for at least 60 years. So I kind of know what they're capable of and what they do. I could go back to the days when just post LBJ, or I could even go in the so-called Carter days. The thing is when they talked about Haiti, okay, and Haitians, it's no different. Anytime when you have your enemy trying to demonize you, I call that a positive thing. That's no different than the demonization of black folks. Shall we say Willie Horton? For those of you that are too young, you might not know what happened, but just go back to George H.W. Bush and the so-called Willie Horton ad. Many of you guys might not even know at the time when they were, and we're talking, I think it was when Carter was getting in office, and I'm trying to remember the instance. It kind of reminded me of Willie Horton, but it was a demonization of black folks. Because I remember in that particular election, this is something that's common. It's no different than when Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and their destruction of Haiti, shall we say the whole situation with Haiti's rice. Haiti has incredible rice, and it could have been self-sustaining, but because Clinton and the so-called Clinton Foundation and they're no different than Reconstructionists, for lack of a better term, that basically destroyed everything from the concrete that Haiti built its buildings up, which killed tens of thousands, to the rice in and of itself that Haiti has to export its best rice while it gets imported GMO rice from Bill Clinton's Arkansas. I mean, these are you could go back to reading Randall Robinson, I believe, his book called The Debt. I think I read that back in the 90s. I can't even remember. It's been so long. And that'll just tell you exactly the assault on Haiti, which is, and this is the thing, this is why I think Haitians, and for lack of a better term, I think Haitians are going to be the new Harriet Tubman for black folks. And I'll tell you one day why, but I put all my energy into making Haiti successful. But this new demonization is no different. It's something that the more and more, like there's a saying that says, patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel. But it's not only patriotism, it's also ad hominem. That's also the last refuge of a scoundrel. If you see what's happening with United Snakes and all its Western European Anglo, Peckerwoods, if you see what's happening to their hegemonic empire, they're losing big time across the globe. Their own cousins in Russia are trying to do everything they could to destroy them. And it's not just that. You've got, what I call the right-wingization of everything around the world. If you see whether it's Hungary, Poland, what just happened with the AfD in Germany, I mean, I could go. You're seeing the destruction of quote unquote Western, of what colonized the world for the last 200 or 2,000 seasons. You're seeing that happen. And the thing is this demonization of Haiti is no different. I remember, and I love what Kofi was talking about. I remember when Pat Robinson, and I think that's who he was referring to, that said Haiti deserved it because they didn't let France colonize and keep them as slaves. I'll never forget that. And then I will never forget a lot of Negroes that actually co-signed that and said, well, they should have let France do what they wanted. And then that because that so-called earthquake was a curse from God. I mean, that was a precursor to the so-called FBA and ADOS nonsense that we're unfortunately graced with today. And I use that sarcastically. So the thing is this demonization of Haiti. It's nothing new. From and a great reason, and I'm glad Kofi brought it up, and I love what Erzuli was saying earlier in terms of I won't take it with a grain of salt, but I'll just say I know my enemy, and these Peckerwood's my enemy, and I expect a skunk to stink like I expect them to do that. It's not going to change my demeanor, my plans, or my competition against them. And one thing Kofi was talking about, and I really, really appreciate it, was of when we're talking this demonization of Haiti and basically how that impacts what how folks may or may not elect or whatnot. I won't let it get me discombobulated emotionally. I don't even it doesn't upset me. I'm taking kind of an Erzuli, for lack of a better term, an Erzuli stance, and here's why I say that. See, Donald Trump, which I hope becomes their so-called employee of the month. Most folks call that job a presidency. I hope he retains, and I'll do everything I can to make sure he does. Because what he represents he represents the destruction of my enemy and the enemy of my ancestors. He's literally flushing the toilet on their so-called country. And unlike most ADOSs and FBAs, I take a field Negro approach, kind of like what Malcolm X said. When America Kaka's house is burning, I'm not going to go ahead and try to put that out. Donald Trump went ahead and put gasoline, and Joe Biden lit the match. I'm going to make sure that I will pray for a stiff wind, like Malcolm X says, as United States is burned. If you see their economy, if you see their geopolitical standing, I mean, across the board, they're in trouble. And all I could do is just go ahead and say, how can I help accelerate their destruction? Because I know the destruction of so-called Western, i.e. United States and all its minions, from Italy to Germany to Australia, Canada, all of it, all these colonizers, their destruction is our gift as African people. And the thing is just looking at how how the progression of this so-called election is and the destruction that they brought on themselves, you've got them fighting amongst each other, i.e. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer, that are pretty much spilling all kinds of secrets. And showing the world this is what you want to gravitate away from. This is something you don't want to be a part of. This is something that you want to destroy. And everyone else, except for the FBA, ADOSs, and unfortunate many Black so-called Americans, are trying to go ahead and get consumed with this nonsense instead of getting their bucket of popcorn and hoping that it burns while they watch these two Becky witches go ahead and fight each other and actually destroy themselves in the process. Anyways, thank you so much, brothers, and I'm gonna enjoy listening to y'all.
Appreciate that, MG too. With that said, let's welcome in our brother Bakari. Brother Bakari, how are you this week?
I'm good, man. What's going on, everybody in the chat? What's Koku? What's going on in the panel? Yeah, man. Thank you for letting me speak. Look, first I want to ask them what's worse, Blagger or MAGA? But the cat, the Blagger, that's the Black MAGA. Them the Trump supporters, Black MAGA, right? Blagger. So, but the cat comment, I heard this back in the late 70s, early 80s, bro. Haitians eating cats. It didn't come from white people either. One of my daddy's best friends had moved to Miami, Florida. And one of the jokes he used to tell when he would come back to Mississippi and visit, oh man, the Haitians moved in, all the stray cats gone. They eating everybody cats. Man, they've been saying that a long time about Haitians, right? So Azula said he knew somebody ate a cat. He said that's like 1%. So if you want to see some, go, just get a chance, go on. Because why they trying to make the Haitians look bad? This is my thing, right? Just go on YouTube and Google and look up catch, clean, and cook a skunk. Catch, clean, and cook a bobcat. Catch, clean, and cook a coyote. Them ain't number white folk. Everything I just said, you can literally see them catch it, clean it, and cook it and eat it. Skunk, coyote, bobcat. So now they want to talk about the lady who they said killed a duck or something in somebody's yard. I can't remember. Who wasn't even who wasn't from Haiti. She was an African American allegedly, but she also had mental problems, and that is something that they left out. They knew the woman had mental problems and she had a mental breakdown. So the person that started this and spread this, some from Springfield, Ohio, whatever, he came out and spoke. I can't remember what he said. I can't remember what she said, whatever it was. But my thing, like I said, the first time I heard it was from black folks, right? I'm not upset because they said ate a cat. I'm upset that black people can figure out a way to accept disrespect from them white folk. That's bothered me more than anything. Because when black people send out the memes, I know y'all say memes, I say meme. Send them out. You didn't see. Ain't nowhere in hell I'm sending out a meme with a black person sitting at a table with a cat. I'm not gonna be the butt of their joke because they done said something. They didn't show how bigot they are. They have shown how racist they are. See, my grandson is Haitian, right? He's had Asian descent. So I'm not gonna send out that oh, they said it. So the funny joke is gonna be the black person at a table with a fork and a knife cutting on a cat. But I'm also not gonna accept the disrespect of Donald Trump sending out stuff from his personal Twitter page where he's holding cats and ducks. He's protecting them from black people. Then he got cats run on his thing. He's running from a group of black people trying to save cats from black people. I ain't gonna accept. I ain't gonna accept that disrespect either, right? So I'm gonna say something about that as well. You understand? So for me, I say the hell with MAGA. I don't want to say what I say on my channel, not on your channel. The hell with MAGA, the hell with Trump, and it's the hell with Blagger. Because I see them sending out the dude that founded the so-called the museum guy in LA. You got to see some of that stuff he's put on Twitter since this happened. Oh, Haitian caught in France killing and eating a cat. They showed a Haitian with a dead animal. You couldn't tell if it was a cat or not. But that's the things. But those are the things that FBA, ADOS, Aboriginal, Indigenous, whatever the hell they want to. Now they are new. They a freedmen. That's what they want to send out. That's what they want to send out today. I don't understand how a black person can say, "Ooh, I'm going to support." We can figure out a way to we supporting the Klan, but then we can literally support how the Klan feel about us, what the Klan want to do to you, and all that. We can really, in our psyche, figure out a way to say we're going to support that. That's why when I did my live last night and I was talking like most of these people that say they're pan African, they shouldn't talk about Africa no more because we can figure out a way to rationalize why Trump dropped bombs on the Sahel state back in 2017. We can really find people who figure out a way to say that is okay. We can excuse everything that these people do while we are waiting on someone else to come fight them and tear up their country for them. If somebody else come over here and fight and tear up this country, that means those white people is going to be in charge of you. Eventually, black people gonna have to make a stand if it's something black people want to do. If that is something black people want done, that is something black people is gonna have to do. Yeah, I enjoy white people fighting and doing all that to one another. I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm not choosing a side. I don't care when they fight. Let them go ahead and destroy each other. But if we want something, because whichever one of them win, that means they're gonna still be on top. If we want something, it's things that we're gonna have to do to change our situation instead of waiting on somebody else to change our situation for us. Right? That's just my take on that. And thanks for letting me speak, man. Thanks for letting me speak.
No, I appreciate you coming through. Thanks for being here. You've heard everything everyone had to say. Black Steel. What are your thoughts on all of it? From the panel to the chat, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think everybody mostly covered. But one thing I want to point out is that what Trump is engaged in is what is called stochastic terrorism, right? Stochastic terrorism is a form of political violence that has been instigated by hostile public rhetoric, which is directed at a group or individual. So, stochastic terrorism is accomplished by using indirect, vague, or coded language that allows the instigator to plausibly disclaim responsibility for the resulting violence. So, if you remember, I think it was back in 2017, 2018. Trump was, I think he was talking about Mexicans. And it was Mexicans, and they're rapists, and they're Mexico's not saying their best, and they're rapists and they're murderers, and some of them are good people, right? So this white boy, he felt he was defending the country. So he goes into a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, and murders a whole bunch of Hispanic people. So what Trump is doing, this language he's using about people eating cats, right? They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. One thing white people love their dogs, But the idea is that these people are a threat, right? And we should deal with them. Now, some people are going to hear his rhetoric, hear what he's saying, and then they're going to take it upon themselves to attack Haitian people. And my goddaughter is Haitian. As a teacher, I have many Haitian students, and what everybody says about them is very true. They're hardworking. They turn their work on time. If I have any problems, I call their parents. They're on top of it. I've never had to write a Haitian student a referral ever. Okay, because the minute it's a problem, their parents are on top of it. But the Republican Party is morally bankrupt. They have no policy. You heard during debate, right? When Trump was talking about when Harris and Trump were talking about replacing the Affordable Care Act, right? Trump said he had the concept of a plan, right? The concept of a plan. Not a plan, but the concept of a plan. Like basically he's making an educated wish on what to do, right? But the one thing he could offer his constituents is that he hates the same people that they hate, right? And that's something that they will eat it up. They will lap that up, right? So in the video, the guy's talking about how the Haitians come to work, they don't have a drug problem. This is in Springfield, Ohio, is what they call the Rust Belt, right? The Rust Belt is where a lot of the manufacturing jobs and they were sent overseas. And a lot of these white people are strung out on prescription painkillers and methamphetamines, right? They can't come to work because they're high most of the time. The Haitians are coming in, they're working hard. But one thing about white people, they'll blame everybody else for their problems before they blame somebody else. They're always going to be a scapegoat to blame them for their own fucked up nonsense. So we see first it was the Mexicans, right? Or the Mexicans they're sending their worst people. Now it's the Haitians. And then when they say Haitian, they don't mean hate, they mean everybody black. So I don't really take much stock in these online profiles about FBA with the flags in the profile. And I don't really listen to them because I don't know these people in real life. I've never met a real life FBA person in my life. I've never met one before. I know they're out there, but to me, they're like the Loch Ness monster, right? You hear about it, but you never see it. So I don't really care. But this rhetoric about Haitian people that I do see online, right? They understand Haitian is just a code word for black people. We all just one big nigga. I think sometimes we lose sight of that. These white people don't care where you're from, right? As long as you have that black phenotype, you're just another nigga to them, right? So if it's Haitians today, it's gonna be black people from the South or black Americans tomorrow. It could be Jamaicans the next day. We're all under the gun when we look at these things. But I think it's very dangerous rhetoric, right? And it's meant to incite violence because again, Trump has nothing else. He doesn't have anything to offer his people. He can say, "Oh, we're going to bring jobs back." How are we going to bring jobs back, right? Or we're going to do this. We're going to improve healthcare. He says he has a concept of a plan. Everything he offers his voters is just look. At least you're not black. At least you're not a nigga. I can make America great again. When was America great again in his mind? What, the 1950s, 1930s? You know? So this stochastic terrorism, excuse me, that is being done, right? We have to be very careful. And we all know, and I know this whole thing about Haitians eating cats. I mean, I remember when Haitian people had AIDS, right? Haitian people had AIDS. They were bringing people AIDS. It was so funny. Like, Haitian people became the face of HIV, not the homosexuals, not the white people. Patient Zero, Dayton Dugas was a gay Canadian man, but somehow black people become the face of HIV, right? Hey, oh, Haitians are doing this, they're doing that. And like Kofi said, Haiti's always been demonized. Haiti was the first black nation to win their freedom from slavery against three of the most powerful empires of the time. Nobody else has ever achieved that. White people would love to talk about the shit they do, right? Love to talk about Spartacus. Spartacus lost, right? Spartacus got killed in battle and his soldier got crucified by the Romans. But the Haitians won their battle. They beat the French, they beat the Spanish, they beat the English, and yet they want to say, oh, they had help from the devil, which is again how we demonize our traditional African culture. But whatever, right? Haiti's always going to bear the brunt. They're still paying, over 200 years later, they're still paying the price for daring to rise up and secure their freedom. But yeah, this is definitely something that we have to keep an eye on. Not just for we know it's ridiculous, but just the violence that's going to be coming the Haitian people's way. If you know a Haitian, check on them, make sure they're okay. They're not alone in this. They're not alone in it. So I'll stop there. Thank you, Coco.
Buana? Buana, could I make one point real quick?
I'm not Buana, but you're going to speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
That's not me, bro.
I'm glad that you said about the violence. The thing is for us as Africans to always be vigilant, regardless of the scenario, whether it's an election or whatever it is. We know that we're always at war. As Dr. John Henrik Clarke said, the sand is always pushing against the sea and the sea is always pushing against us. So hopefully it's not just the catalyst of that we have to be on alert because the violence is always going to be there. Case in point, they just had, of course, the bomb scare in Springfield yesterday. Because, again, this is just what they are. But one thing I wanted to leave with everyone is I've eaten a lot of animals from around the world. I travel the world, in Africa, they might call it bushmeat. I don't care about that. One thing that I do know is I would rather be accused of eating a dog and cat than being like crackers and having unholy relations like what they do with their dogs and cats. So I just wanted to go ahead and leave that for you guys. Peace, and I'll listen to you guys offline.
Yes. So I want to respond to. I want to build on what the teacher just said, because the teacher was teaching just now, and I got to steal that phrase, stochastic rhetoric, because it's. I know Razuli said that he don't give a damn about the fact that Haitians was accused of eating cats, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, and I can explain why. Before you harm or injure a human being, you give them a bad name. Before you, for example, when the Americans was fighting in Korea or when they was fighting in Vietnam, the prelude to harming the Vietnamese or murdering them was to give them a bad name. Call them slopes, call them snakeheads, call them, that's the campaign. To dehumanize them. Hitler did it. Hitler dehumanized the Jews before Germany accepted wholesale genocide of the Jews. He had to give them a bad name. He had to turn them away from their humanity. So he turned them into rats. This was the campaign that he did, in America. Before the whites in the South started lynching the blacks in the South, what's the name? We all recognize the name that they gave to them before the prelude to all the lynchings that happened in the South. After September 11th, they did it to the Muslims. The Muslims got the full brunt after September 11th because the president and leadership was calling every Muslim a terrorist. You attach a terrorist name to a Muslim person who ain't believe in these things, then their life becomes in jeopardy because these people understand the mob. When you dehumanize human beings, it's a prelude to harm. In fact, it's a prelude to murder or genocide. It's a very slippery slope with these kinds of argument. So you don't want to dehumanize people, turning them into what the white people call it, the othering. You don't want to other people, especially when they're trying to integrate into your society. You don't want to turn them away from their so-called humanity. What is human in America is eating apple pie in McDonald's. What is unhuman in America is eating things that they don't understand. You don't want to other people. It's very dangerous to do so. This is the reason why MG2 just stated it. He said in Springfield, Ohio, they tried to have a rally, not a rally, but a meeting where a bunch of Haitians could have responded to what Donald Trump would have said publicly on the platform. Don't you know they already had a bomb threat, so they couldn't meet? Brother Lumumba, who was in Ohio right now, he just talked about it. It's a very dangerous thing when you try to other people. Very dangerous. And I understand it was for the Haitians who may look at it like, oh, they could talk about us all they want to. It's a very dangerous thing to do when you other people in these so-called first world countries, brother. It's a very dangerous thing. It's a prelude to harm or murder. And you don't want that to happen. So you have to have some place where you have to be able to defend yourself and put your humanity where it's supposed to be. Put it back into perspective because you have a lot of ignorant masses out here who will say, okay, these people are trying to do these things to our animals. They're going to resort to harm and violence, brother. They're going to resort to harm and violence. You all already know what it is. You know, these people don't mind pulling up in schools and churches and blowing people away. But when you point in a specific direction and say, go attack them by dog whistling people, right? It makes it very dangerous for people who live within the community who ain't about that. But I can tell you something though. What I do know about the Asian people, they ain't as passive as people think. They ain't as passive as they think. So if they want that, well, it is what it is. They'll what they say, F around and find out. They'll have to F around and find out. But I just really wanted to put that out there. It's a very dangerous thing to other people in certain societies, brother, because that's a dangerous thing. Very dangerous, and especially when you're dealing with the ignorant masses of people. But I'll leave it there, Coco.
Any other last thoughts on this prompt? Feel free to speak it now.
Yeah, me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. I forgot you joined us. Jose, how are you this week?
I'm okay. Just I'm okay. Okay, a little bit. Could be better. How are y'all?
Good. Thanks for coming through. What are your thoughts on everything you heard?
Actually, Brother Buana cut the cake for me, but I wanna for what I came on. So it's actually documented, and it's called Der ewige Jude, the eternal Jew. But in our case, Der ewige N-word. I'm hammering on it again. White supremacy is about who is at the bottom. Give anybody someone to look down to. So in our case, der ewige Neger. Nobody is going to document it because everybody needs us in this position. Everybody wants us with this picture, right? So yeah, if you wanna, Dr. Umar actually made a short video about it, or there's a cut out of an interview of about 3 minutes, and the title is "Black People Tend Not to Understand Propaganda," and he explains very good what is happening, what we are doing to ourselves with and I want to add some of these debates add to it, because if you're a third and you see us debating each other on those other channels, it's ugly, right? So we are encouraging people that we are a mess, and it's better to get rid of us with all the imagery and regurgitating the white supremacist talking points. But yeah, der ewige Jude, the eternal Jew. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Jose. Thanks for coming through as well. Stick around if you can. If there's no other last thoughts on the prompt, let's go to Shoot the Breeze topic number 2 tonight.